Welcome to the community garden. This is Sandy with Apple Cottage, and I just thought I'd walk around and show you our community garden. This is our North Community Garden. We have two community gardens here in Gillette. This one serves about, I think we have 64 plots here. You'll see a wide range of different things in the garden. Here's a fun perennial garden that's for bees. It's a pollinator garden. And so everything that's planted here is to attract the pollinators. And we really appreciate Lynette doing this for us. It's a great addition. This is a new thing in our garden this year. We have one hoop house here in the community garden. In the prairie garden that we have in the other part of town, we actually have two hoop houses. People can choose to have a plot just in here. They can have a plot in here and a regular garden. This is a year-round garden, so they can keep growing things as long as the temperature holds in the hoop house. And all the gardens are different. Some of them are very eclectic with all the things that they add to it. They're all productive though. Considering we had such a wet spring, we had rain almost every day all the way until July. And so the gardens just kind of sat there. So now they've just exploded. Though tomatoes are taking a lot longer to turn red. This is a lovely garden from Sandra. This is actually her second plot. And she's a master gardener. She does a great job. But every garden is different. Some of them are fenced, some of them aren't fenced, some of them use plastics for walkways. Some people lay hay down, straw down, grass clippings. Some people just leave the dirt as it is. Over here, we don't have any plots. We've had some real weed problems with this, so we're gonna do some testing of some stuff we saw from Rodale. And so we're gonna hope that works this year so that we can open these plots up again. Some people will have compost bins in. Some people have raised beds. Some people just have ground level. It really depends on what they want to do. They can add anything to their gardens they want. They can add perennials into their garden. They just have to know that if they leave the garden, they have to take all those things with them. But you'll see a lot of zinnias. They're really good at attracting butterflies and honeybees, bumblebees. We have huge populations of bumblebees this summer. And they can do anything that they want with their garden. These next two plots, all they are squashes. And that's okay, anything they want to do. I guess there's a few potatoes stuck in there too. Let's see, you can see how some people put paths in between their different vegetables. Makes it easier to walk. I don't do that, but that's okay. It's totally up to the individual. But there's just some beautiful edibles and non-edibles that people add to their gardens. Our gardeners range from early 20s all the way up to 92. Dorothy is our oldest gardener. It's been a good year for onions so far. They'll get a little bit larger than they are right now. There's some asparagus ferns, some purple asparagus. So you can see that people can add perennials in here that they can, harvest each year. This is some square foot gardening. There's some newer gardeners. They've been here a couple of years. They've done the square foot each year. They seem to like it. Then they do add stuff around the outside too. This is a newer garden for the, it's a young couple. They haven't ever gardened in our garden before. And then this is Dorothy's garden. She's our oldest gardener, 92. She has little sections on each of hers. They're all squared off. Some beautiful tomatoes. And then we have sections that just have flowers. They're to attract the pollinators. And it does a great job. They do. Here's a newer grapevine with a trellis. Has a few grapes on it, but it isn't old enough to cover the whole trellis anymore. You can see that some people use hog panels, welded wire, things like that to let their vegetables climb up. This is one of my gardens. Pumpkins are growing in there. They're a French pumpkin. They'll continue to grow as long as we have good weather all the way into September, and they'll get real large. This is real unique that Steve does. He has a post, then he intertwines the corn between the twine, and it's just to hold it up from the wind. I haven't had any trouble with the wind this year, but sometimes the wind is very gusty. You have lots of days of 60, 70 miles an hour. This is just a little third plot that I have that I just added some other squashes, Swiss chard. It was a free plot for me, so I just put some tomatoes and things like that in there. There's another big pumpkin coming along. And as you can see, people do different things. Some people are very good at weeding, some people aren't as good at weeding. But anything they want to do, we're open to that, as long as they don't interfere with another gardener. But as you look across, it's a great space for people that wouldn't be able to garden otherwise. Some people will put hoops over raised beds or on the ground, give it a little shade. Our sun can be very intense here in Gillette. And some gardens are very full and some of them are more sparse. Just depends on what they want to grow and what they want to do. And as you can see, some things are farther along than other things, just depending on when they planted them and what variety. But as you look across the garden, it's a great thing to have in Gillette. So, watch my videos, Sandy at Apple Cottage, and we'll see you another day. Thanks.